Welcome everyone. If you're dreaming of life by the sea and by the ocean and considering buying a house on the Isle of Palms, well, there's some pros and some cons that you're going to want to know about, and we're going to talk about them on this video.
Yes, from the gorgeous beach to the community vibe, we're going to explore everything that the Isle of Palms have to offer so that you can decide if that's the right place for you and your family. So grab your sunscreen. Let's go.
Come on.
If this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything about living in Charleston, South Carolina, then tap the notification bell and subscribe below so that you can be the first one to know about the current market in Charleston, South Carolina.
My name is Paul Smith. This is my beautiful wife, Julia, and together we run the Paul Smith Real Estate Team. We get calls and emails every day from people just like you looking for help on making the move to Charleston, South Carolina, and we absolutely love it.
Whether you're moving here in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email so that we can help you make a smooth move to Charleston, South Carolina. All of the information is in the description below. Pro number 1, the beach.
Isle of Palms has 7 miles of white, beautiful beaches, and they are stunning. It's such a great place to go and relax. The ocean, the crashing waves. It's got a lot of beach as well, and it's at a very gentle slope. So there's no shore break where the waves crash right into the sand. It's long rolling waves, and there's actually a lot of surfing that happens on 30th Avenue.
It's so much fun for kids and adults alike. People kiteboard, surfboard, boogie board, anything board, you can do it at the Isle of Palms.
The sand also packs really well, so sand castles can get really big. It's a lot of fun for kids. Pro number 2, the community.
Yes, one of the island's best assets is the safe, family-friendly atmosphere. Compared to most of the tourist-heavy destinations, the Isle of Palms maintains a peaceful and small-town feel. Local events like the Coffee with the Mayor, the Oyster Roast, the 4th of July Parade, and fireworks create a very, very tight community, making it an ideal place for raising a family or retiring in peace. Pro number 3, nature and the beautiful wildlife.
Yes, so Isle of Palms has lush landscape, dense shrubs that allow for bunnies and deer to be hidden, and in the morning they'll come out and they might be grazing in your front yard. So it's kind of like a Disney movie when you're on the Isle of Palms, quite honestly. And of course you have pelicans and seagulls, and at night, if you want a really fun activity, you can take some flashlights, not too powerful, but go out into the dunes and you can go ghost crab hunting with your kids. It's what I did growing up, just take a net and you chase them around, and of course they're running all over and their eyes shine back at you. So super fun to do and makes a great memory.
But don't forget about the loggerhead turtles.
Yes.
The loggerhead turtles actually come up to shore during the night and they lay their nests on the beach. There's actually some people, a big community on the Isle of Palms that scouts the island every day to find those nests and protect them from the rest of the wildlife.
Yes, that group of people goes up and down the beach every single day looking for tracks to make sure that the loggerhead got the nest far enough up above the high water mark so that all the little baby loggerheads survive. And if they don't, then they relocate that nest into the dunes. They mark it with orange tape just so that you know if you see an orange triangle, that means, hey, don't go near it. And watch the kids so that they're not digging into the dunes where those nests are, because obviously we want the little loggerheads to make it back into the ocean to survive and come back another day. Julia, tell them about the light rule.
To help the loggerheads, the baby loggerheads, when they hatch, find their way to the sea, there is an unspoken rule, it's not an actual law, but everybody on the island abide by it, to make sure that you don't have your porch light on at night to confuse the little turtles. So that if you have a house on the front row on the Isle of Palms, make sure to have all the lights off on the outside in the evening so that if these turtle hatch, they can safely go back into the water.
That's right.
Pro number 4, proximity to Charleston.
living on the Isle of Palms puts you just minutes away from historic downtown Charleston, which is the gravitational pull of every suburb around the area. Now, based on where you live on the Isle of Palms will change your commute time a little bit. So you can be as close as about 22 minutes and as far as maybe 33, 34 minutes, because the Isle of Palms is a really long island. It was originally called Long Island. It has 7 miles of beaches, so you can get on and you can go all the way to the end. So depending on where you live, it will dictate your time to drive into downtown Charleston. So living on the Isle of Palms allows you to have all the benefits of living the island life and all the benefits of also being close to one of America's most famous cities. Pro number 5, the great climate.
The climate here is a huge plus. The summer here are very warm and the winters are very, very mild. So Isle of Palms is perfect for someone that likes being outside all year round. It's very windy on the beach most days, so that also helps not feeling so hot because the temperatures go up high in the 90s.
But always be careful because that wind will make you feel cool and the sun will scorch you. So make sure that you bring sunscreen or stay under an umbrella because that cool breeze can be elusive and deceiving.
Right. Pro number 6, the active lifestyle and the pet friendliness.
So the Isle of Palms is perfect, we know, for relaxing, but it's also a great place to get outside and get active. Pickleball courts, tennis courts, outdoor basketball courts, and even an indoor basketball court. Soccer fields, jogging trails, obviously the beach, and 2 renowned golf courses as well.
So when you get tired of laying on the beach, then you can go ahead and do any activities that you or your kids or your family would enjoy.
Oh, and don't forget about boating. On the back of the island, there's a marina where you can rent a boat and go explore all of the little channels and little creeks that make Charleston famous with the marshlands. You can go to the island above the Isle of Palms, DeWeese, and get out on the water on a boat and see all the beautiful landscapes that Charleston has to offer.
Unlike other places where dogs are not really allowed, the Isle of Palms love dogs. You can take your dog to the beach during certain times of the day and have a blast with the little furry friend. Con number 1, the cost of living.
So while the Isle of Palms is breathtaking and it's beautiful and it's a great place to live, it does come with a price. So if you wanted a condo, you could get on the island for about $600,000. If you wanted a teardown house that you might want to live in, who knows, you can get on at 1.2 to 1.4 million. And then if you want to know the average price point, it's actually $3.4 million. And then it goes on up from there. You can spend, $12, $13 million if you want one of the large mansions out on the intercoastal or one of the large mansions on Front Beach. Con number 2, the traffic and the tourists.
The tourists. Oh yes. If you're one of the lucky people to live on the Isle of Palms, you want to be mindful not to leave the island in peak season of the summer. Certain times, there's a lot of tourists that come on the island and off the island through the 2 bridges. It gets very congested. So you might want to be mindful of, do your shopping beforehand and not leaving your beautiful paradise home during those times.
That's right. They've actually put a bus in that goes from Mount Pleasant Town Center, a shopping center right across the Isle of Palms connector, onto the Isle of Palms to help alleviate the traffic issues. It's nothing like LA or up in New York, but it does get busy at the peak times coming on and off the island. Now, the good news is that you have a grocery store on the island and you have everything that you need. So don't worry about getting locked in paradise. I mean, come on, life could be harder.
Right. Con number 3, the hurricanes! Everybody panic!
Evacuate! So we're kind of being joking, but you should know that in 1989, Hurricane Hugo, a Category 5 storm, landed just south of the Isle of Palms. And if you know anything about hurricanes, they spin counterclockwise. This pulled in a massive storm surge and over 150 mile-an-hour winds. My family's beach house was completely flattened down to the foundation and we had to rebuild. Thank you, insurance. So hurricanes are something that you should be prepared for mentally, and the safest thing to do is to just get out of town. If there's an evacuation order, you need to leave the island. It is not safe. But since 1989, a major hurricane has not caused significant damage to the Isle of Palms. So right now, the chances are, with history, that you're probably going to be okay. With that, insurance costs are high on the island because of the hurricane risk.
And since 1989, the homes also are built much stronger so that they could sustain a hurricane.
Con number 4 is the not clear water.
Yes, the water here is not very clear like you could expect in the Gulf of Florida, because here the waves are so intense sometimes that just bring up all of the sand, making the water not clear blue so that you can see your toes, but making it kind of grayish. That's pretty unsettling for people. For once, I'm from Italy, where the water is so clear that you can see miles away, so you'll never find me past my waist because it just gets me a little uncomfortable, but
say a prayer and jump in. It's what I do. So enjoy your time. The water is a great temperature because it's right where the Gulf Stream comes up. So even later in the year, the water is going to be really warm. It's not like the Pacific. So you can even sometimes say it kind of feels like bath water, maybe a little bit too warm, but it is a great, great ocean to swim in with waves, body surfing, boogie boarding, real surfing, anything that you'd like to do. You just got to get over that you're not going to be able to see your toes.
Con number 5, coyotes. Ow, ow, ow.
Oh, we're nervous. It's actually a problem that is relatively new to the Isle of Palms. There's always been coyotes, but right now in 2024, there's actually a coyote problem with multiple dens set up near the dunes, and 2 dogs have already been attacked this year. And it's just a dangerous situation that you need to know about, because if your children are playing in the dunes at dusk and they think that something's a dog and it's a coyote, this is a really dangerous situation. So the con of being out on the Isle of Palms, at least in 2024, it's not normal in other years, but is that there's coyotes around and you need to be mindful and careful, especially with small children and especially with smaller dogs.
For sure.
Okay, so the pros clearly outweigh the cons and the pros win. So if you want to call Isle of Palms home, reach out to us because we're out there all the time and would be happy to show you a virtual tour of any of the homes that are for sale out there at any given time.
If you want to know more about the Isle of Palms, we go in depth on this video right here, Isle of Palms Explained.
And if you want to see a front beach luxury home that we sold for $5.5 million, click this video right here.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Con number 1. I was looking at. Con number 2, the tourists and the traffic.
Okay, all right. Con number 2, the tourists and the traffic.
Those bad tourists, you're one of them. Con number 5, coyotes. Ow, ow, ow.
All right, let's do it one more time.
Let me see what it looks like.